politics, not nice. All right? But that's life. With that being said, what I'm confused about is if someone says that Kamala is DEI, right? And DEI is supposed to be great. And if she is a product of DEI, if she is, I have no idea, I don't even know what they're talking about. But if she is a product of DEI, that should be a good thing. If she's the poster girl of DEI, she is the nominee for Democrats to be the president. I mean, like, that's the pinnacle of DEI. So I don't know why people get offended, especially the people that love DEI. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, why do we pretend that we don't have these race conversations behind closed doors? Like, Trump is going and having conversations with the National Association of Black Journalists. Kamala wasn't there. That's not an easy interview. And he is there doing it. And they keep going back to whether Kamala is black or not. Whatever Trump says on that answer, once it's answered, it's time to move on. Because like we looking for policies here. You understand? And if he's the only one that's going to sit on TV, can at least he talk to us about the policies without you interrupting him? All right, he said what he said. You don't like it. Great, move on. But you want to stick on it. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really have a problem if Kamala goes after Trump in a political mean way. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. And if Trump goes after her, which he does, I'll laugh at it because it's kind of funny. That's life. And here's another thought before we watch this. When the other bosses of countries, you know, the ones that are either elected or the ones that are just in power and it's just what it is, yeah. Do you think they gonna talk all nice to Kamala? Ask yourself that. When she's sitting across from the bosses of China, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, tell me, how comfortable are you about that? Right. Mm-hmm. There was no wars when Trump was in office. Remember that. Your boy Biden and Kamala got elected based on not having wars, and they got more wars going on than ever before. We're gonna vote.
It's gotten pretty nasty. I think people expected it to get nasty now that there is a new head of that Democratic ticket. It's the Vice President, Kamala Harris. You know, you have joked before that politics is way nastier than sports or the UFC. But what we're seeing, I mean, there's a labeling of the Vice President as a DEI hire. You yourself have prided yourself on giving both men and women opportunities at your organization. What do you think of this message that attacks the race and gender of an opponent?
Yeah, I don't judge people by their politics and you know, who they vote for or any of that stuff. And listen, I don't know Kamala. She seems like she's a nice person. You know, I have nothing against her whatsoever. And like I said, I'm not political. But do I think that she is fit for the job? I do not, personally.
Me neither.
But it's not necessarily about the policy. It's the approach to attacking one. I mean, I know that you are very well versed in what it's like to have a matchup. And people are going to go at each other for the sake of the sport and entertainment. But when it comes to attacks particularly, I mean, there was that quote from J.D. Vance, who was his running mate, talking about childless cat ladies. I mean, these are not things that are in line with enveloping perhaps women into the fold, which is something you have always stood for, you say, in your sport. Why shouldn't that be the same in politics?
Yeah, well, listen, politics are the most disgusting, nasty. It's atrocious what is said in politics, and the things that are being said on one side are being said on the other side too, about Trump and about you know, his choice for vice president. It goes both ways. This isn't like, oh my God, look what's being said about Kamala. It goes both ways. They're both saying it, and like you said, it's already heated up and gotten nasty. And like you said earlier, it's only going to get nastier. That's politics. It is what it is. And And it definitely goes both ways.
I don't know that it's going both ways to have the childless cat lady comment or a DEI hire. Who's calling? Is you think that Vice President Kamala Harris?
Hitler?
Yeah.
Hold on, go right.
Trump almost died, and they ain't say shit. This man almost got assassinated, brother.
Yeah, because they was pushing that.
And they crying about DEI.
There's people
Man,
who.
come on. That's crazy.
It is crazy though.
Nah, the fact
But to
that
sit here and say that Trump hasn't been.
the fact that
Crazy
she's
things
acting
have
like
been said.
it's not on both sides is absolutely
that's
it's
delusion.
willful ignorance to me. Like you're being willfully ignorant. You're being dense on purpose.
Well, she
Obviously,
actually
they
probably
said they
believed
called
though.
Trump Hitler. They kept calling him Hitler.
Yeah, you gonna
They
call
called
this
him
man
a white
Hitler?
supremacist.
Nazi rhetoric.
They call him all type of stuff. A rapist.
They believe he's
pedophile.
actually is that though. They believe it though.
Well, I mean, that's still name calling. And now we back to the little name calling on. Like,
I mean, because Kamala not a DEI. She didn't earn the presidency. She's a didn't earn it candidate. I'm gonna sit here and act like that's insulting.
cool. They had no-
the reason why she was picked to be VP is because she's a woman of color. I mean, it's obvious. That's DEI Initiative 101. I mean, what's the problem here? She is childless. She has no kids. She adopted kids, and now they're freaking Hamas supporters.
Maybe they playing some chess because they know Dana was gonna come on here and speak his mind regardless. Because people been saying y'all stop saying DEI because it's hurting us. I'm pretty sure everybody got the word on that.
I think we should start saying that. I think obviously we see what they're doing.
They gonna say it some more. It's like the N-word. It's
I'm
like
trying to
saying
set them
name.
up, and they know Trump's your man's. That's like, hey, they're good us on the podcast. How you feel about Vivek? You know, they know what I'm gonna say. That's my mother. No, it sucks because it's like he keeping it 100 now. No, he's supposed to stop saying it. He hasn't said anything wrong. He's keeping it real. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. I didn't know he was gonna do that.
They knew exactly he was gonna do.
And
it.
I can't believe they just they baited him into it. They tried to bait him, bro.
I just don't like when they get on CNN and they play dumb. They stop playing dumb, Laura Coates.
They said Dana did fall for the trap.
Hold on, let's watch the rest of the video. We're only a minute in.
It goes both ways. They're both saying it. And like you said, it's already heated up and gotten nasty. And like you said earlier, it's only going to get nastier. That's politics. It is what it is.
It should be.
It should be. And it definitely goes both ways.
I don't know that it's going both ways to have the childless cat lady comment or a DEI hire. Who's calling is you think that Vice President Kamala Harris is calling JD Vance a DEI hire, Dana? Come on.
She'll call other things.
But either way, she's going to say other nasty stuff about both of them. It goes both ways. And as voters, what we need to do is cut through all the BS, and you have to look at who do you think is best fit to run the country for the next 4 years. That is our job as voters. All of this stuff is a bunch of nasty BS. All of it. Who's best fit to run the country? You as a voter, that's what you need to decide. Not, oh my God, he said this, and oh my God, she said that. There's going to be a lot of that over the next several months.
We adults.
And especially the media. Cut through all the BS that the media on both sides. You guys are really bad. Fox is bad. Everybody's bad. Cut through the BS and vote for who you think is the most fit to run the country. That's our job as voters.
Well, look, I don't wear pearls. I don't pretend to clutch them and pretend that I'm shocked by every nasty insult that is waged against another person.
So keep going
But
back
I think
to it.
your point, though, about the American
Right.
people wanting to know who's best for the country, this is the issue. When people are focusing not on policy positions, but personal attacks that have nothing to do with what voters want to hear about, that detracts from the experience of voters making a decision, and that's the problem. And I'm going to just know when you say you guys are terrible, you clearly don't mean Laura Coates. But Dana, that's happening, by the way, right now. You got this fight that everyone is actually talking about, not in Paris, but now in England. They might be a little mad at you these days, Dana.
Everybody's mad at me these days, and in the past, so I'm used to it.
No wonder you get along with politicians.
don't give a damn.
Dana White, nice to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Give a damn. Don't matter how much.
Always a pleasure. Have a great day.
Let's go.
This is Dana not falling for
cool.
I think he handled that well. And
He did
I think at the end when she was like, I don't pretend to clutch pearls, she basically reiterated his point. It is people's job to.
He was right.
Pick who the voters. Pick who they. It's the voters' job to pick who they think can run the country best, and the personal attacks and all the nonsense is what idiots and non-critical thinkers get caught up in.
Campaign has already gotten.
I'm sorry, y'all, I can't say that. It's what people get caught up on.
They might be.
But I think you're just not a critical thinker if you're just gonna be like, oh, he said this, he's bad, I can't vote for him. Okay, let's talk about policy and what's gonna actually happen. I don't care if he's a good or bad person.
I can't believe she
gonna
said
make my
that.
life better.
She said, let's talk policy.
She did.
Well, we haven't
Then she
heard
went
any
back
policies
to
that Kamala gonna give to the country.
No.
We have to critically think about that too. I mean, like if you like the current state of everything, I would see why you would vote for Kamala because she's not going to change anything. If anything, she's going to go harder for the initiatives that she oversaw in this administration, like the border issue, the LGBT rights issue, trying to help specific races and minorities issue. I mean, I think that's what she's going to try to do. And I don't see her changing anything that Joe Biden did. I think she'll just go harder for the things that she tried to go for. So the crap border, the LGBT, all that.
We can't have none of that
campaign
shit.
ad. We saw it in her campaign ad. They was waving pride flags, y'all. This is not far-fetched. We saw the footage.
But what's insane
We know what's gonna happen.
is how far they're going to demonize the right so Kamala could stay in, man. That's what's insane.
Man,
They're
have
working
to.
hard.
They
That's
have
what I'm saying. Bro, I'm telling you, it's got to be at least 80 to 90% of the people on the left are just voting against Trump. They don't care who is in there. They don't care.
I'm glad
they
they cleared that up though, because they would have if he didn't say the job, the bullshit that these main medias are pushing. They would have probably tried to clip that and make it seem like it was like the interview went worse than what it was. Like, y'all see this?
He kept it real.
And they're gonna keep calling her DEI.
Calm, respectable way. You know, he didn't flash out. He didn't get angry. They were trying to kind of,
Yeah, they're gonna use that
let's
first.
poking the bear a little bit.
That first little, beginning of it when he just was like, yeah, I just think she's really DEI. They was gonna try to push that into an agenda. Fuck y'all.
That's what they wanted
Until
to
he
say.
cleaned it up at the end, and then you like, oh, you can't help but
He
to
said
say the
there's
media's
things being
bullshit.
said on both sides.
And he cleaned it up with that.
He's trained well. You can see he knows what to say. He knows what to do.
They thought they was
A
gonna get him.
businessman.
They thought they was gonna get him. That's funny, man. These people are playing chess, bro. It's just
Oh,
crazy.
are they?
It's just crazy that they bring out Dana out the blue. You know,
Listen,
they know he was gonna keep it
How
on.
you
Nah,
feel
for
about
real.
this?
Yeah, we know the perfect person.
Leans.
Dana. That's just crazy.
They
bro.
waiting.
That's
They waiting.
crazy, bro. Because they knew the
They gonna try
DEI
to cancel
shit.
your ass.
You see how Pete they changed the header
On what?
when he said both sides were saying something. They changed it immediately when he said it. Boy, on one, then it looked when he kept talking. They changed it.
I mean, that's a good statement.
Yeah, that's
it
right.
goes both ways, and they're all personal attacks. It's all
Right.
personal attacks.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be appreciated.
They always try to bring up someone's
Right now,
past.
In this case, we
Maybe
keep
they
it real.
need baby steps. I've seen baby steps.
They got
from
on
them.
Joe. They did this.
Baby
That's two
steps.
things you wouldn't really see them do typically.
Yeah, for real. That's a good point. Oh my gosh, that's a great channel.
Campaign.
I like these guys. Anybody that keeps it real, I like 'em. Just keep it real. Stop playing. Stop playing. Too many things going on right now for us to be playing. All right? For real. Stop playing, media. Dana. Appreciate you. Oh, we appreciate